Everyone, and welcome to class. My name is Carissa, and I'm your teacher for this hour. It's a pleasure to have you all here with me. For those of you who are viewing or are on your way into the Hangout, now's the time to go ahead and meet us here in the Hangout. We're about to get our lesson started. All right, very good. So let's see who we have so far. Hello, Peter. How are you doing today?
Hello, teacher Carissa. I am doing very well, thank you. And you? How are you?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. Thank you very much. It's great to have you here in class again.
Yes, it's my pleasure.
Now, sometimes I ask my students about their pictures. So I see a picture of someone with a new baby.
No, this is the old picture. She's my daughter. Her name
Uh-huh.
is Abigail, and Abigail, and I don't change my picture. That's it.
Okay. Oh, so she's precious. So she's not so little anymore then.
Sorry, I don't
She's
understand.
she's not little anymore then.
Yes, she is 4 years old.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, that's precious. Well, good, good. Well, it's great to have you again today. So tell us a little bit about the weather today so far where you are. What's the weather like?
Oh, it was raining cats and dogs, and we have a lot of the floor. No, the ground is very wet.
Ay, ay, ay. Does it usually rain very hard around this time of year?
Sorry?
Does it usually rain a lot this time of year?
No, not no. This weather is not often raining here in our country.
Oh,
Hungary.
okay. So maybe it was just a storm that came through. Just a
So,
thunderstorm? A thunderstorm?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
I know what is a storm. Yes, it is a storm only.
Ah, okay. Okay, well, very good. Sounds good. All right, well, I'm glad that the weather's starting to clear up and hopefully the ground will start drying out very soon.
Thank you so much.
Okay, very good. All right, well, let's also welcome, let's see, we also have Alberto. Hello, Alberto. How are you today?
How are you, Carissa?
Oh, so far so good. Thank you.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about yourself today, Alberto. Are you working today? Are you on vacation?
Excuse me. This is my first class with you, and my English level isn't good, and and in this moment I need to learn quickly English because I need to go to US. Yes.
Oh, you need to go to the United States.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but my English is very bad. Yes.
Well, I believe that we are understanding you, so it's not very bad. I wouldn't say that it was very bad.
Yes, yes. Uh, uh, I need to learn, and I ask you, please, I need your paciencia. Yes,
Patience.
sí. Okay, yes, and
Hmm.
yes,
Yes, of
no more.
course.
Okay, thank you,
Of
Clarissa.
of course. You're welcome. You're welcome. So, Alberto, tell us, where are you from?
Yes, I'm from to Bogota, Colombia. I'm
Mm-hmm.
from Bogota, Colombia. Yes, I'm 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 work an engineering company. Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay. That's good. All right. Well, very good. Well, thank you very much for joining us here in class today. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Carissa.
You're welcome. All right, very good. Well, let's continue with our introductions. Let's see. We also have, hey, we have Raphael. Hello, Raphael. How are you today?
Hi, I'm fine.
Good, good. It's great to have you here in class.
Oh, thank you.
So, are you at work already today, or are you still at home?
No, no, I'm at work, and thank God because here I have freedom. I mean, I have nothing to do here right now, and I can study.
Oh, good. Good. Well, that's nice. It's good that you take advantage of the time that you have, free time, to learn English. Very good.
Yes, yes, and especially because I do it for fun, and that's what I like about learning a second language. Because when you do something because you need to, sometimes it's not so good, but when you do it because you want it, it's
Uh-huh.
better.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Some people come because their job or their boss sends them and they have to do it, and other people just do it for fun and recreation. I think it's a lot less stressful when you do it because you really want to.
Yes, yes. That's how I feel.
Okay. Now, I didn't see you yesterday, so tell us a little bit about your weekend. How was your weekend?
My weekend, I worked on weekends because I work as a photographer during the weekends.
Mhm.
And it's not hard for me because I like to take photographs. It's not so good because I cannot make a lot of money from it, but it
Mhm.
doesn't matter. I have fun when I'm taking pictures, especially pictures of brides. Maybe I don't know how to describe it, but I don't photograph the ceremony. I photograph when the brides go to the salon and they prepare, they go to they shower, they make their nails, massage. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm. Yes.
That's
Yes,
when I photograph.
definitely. Ah, okay. Well, that's good. Yeah. So you have um. So do you put together just do you do videos as well, or do you just do pictures?
No, only pictures because I don't know how to record videos, and it's something that I need to learn.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I used to watch shows, and they dealt with they took uh, they followed a bride from they showed excerpts of her dating and the couple getting to know each other, and then to the engagement and beyond. So all of the pictures, the specific pictures, then. And that was really nice. I found that show very, very enjoyable to watch. Yeah, that's interesting. Do you also put music with your with your picture presentations?
Yes, yes, I do it, and they choose the kind of song they want.
Ah, okay. All right. Wow, that's really nice. Well, good. It's nice that you have a hobby that you enjoy doing.
Yes, I got a little bit frustrated before
Mhm.
because I was a math teacher, but now I don't want to teach anymore because of the teenagers, because of their bad behavior. And now I
Um,
decided I don't want to teach anymore. I'm not going to lie. I feel I miss teaching, but when I remember my experience working as a
mhm.
teacher in private and public schools, I thought that I lost my time going to the university and becoming a teacher.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, it's hard working in the school systems right now, and even just working with the public. Yeah, even just working with the public. So, but maybe you can find a venue where you can teach and really find joy. Yeah, it's really nice to teach if you're able to do it.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, very good. Well, thanks for sharing a bit with us. I do appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good. So let's go ahead and continue with our introductions. We have Andres. Hello, Andres. How are you doing today?
Hi, how are you? Fine, you?
Oh, I'm doing just fine today. So Andres, tell us a little bit about yourself. Do you have a hobby that you enjoy doing?
My hobby, my principal hobby, I play in soccer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I like to go restaurant, the food, Mexican food.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, uh, no, only this is my only hobbies.
Okay. All right. Good. Excellent. Excellent job. All right. Well, it's great to have you here with us today. Beautiful job. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. All right. And let's see. Let's go to, let's see. All right. Good. We also have Christian. Christian, welcome to class. How are you today?
Hello, I'm fine. Where about you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Now, is that a picture of yourself or is that a picture of someone else? The picture that we're seeing?
It's a picture. It's a picture of a famous economist.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's his name and why do you like him?
His name is Murray Rothbard.
Mm-hmm.
He was an American,
Mm-hmm.
and I like because his ideas.
Okay. So do you find that his ideas match your ideas? Or are they very different from your ideas?
Yes, I agree with his ideas because why for that I'm fine. I'm fan of him.
Okay. All right. Well, very good. Thank you. It's always interesting to know why people choose certain pictures. Okay, very good. Well, thanks for joining us, Christian. Okay, let's also welcome David. Hello, David. How are you today? Okay, I think David may have stepped away. All right, so David, just let us know when you're back and ready. Okay, so just remember, everyone, and I see that most of you are doing it, when you are not using your microphone, please make sure that you mute your microphone, and then that way we avoid listening to background noise. Okay, so if you're not using your microphone, just go ahead and mute it, and that'd be great. Okay, good. So let's go ahead and take a look at our lesson. Now today we're talking about adverbs of frequency. Okay, so we're going to talk about how often you do things. So let's go ahead. I want to take a look at a document and all right, and we're going to use that document to help us take a look at this subject. Actually, before we do that, let me try something else before we do that. Okay, very good. So when we talk about adverbs of frequency, there are two types of adverbs that we're going to talk about. All right, first we're going to talk about definite adverbs of frequency. Okay, so adverbs of definite frequency. Okay, now I'm going to give you a couple of examples of that. Okay, now I just went right online and I found some information, and you can actually do the same thing. You can just go and type in adverbs of frequency, and you'll get activities and all different kinds of quizzes and activities so that you can practice this a little bit more. Okay, so let's see. Just give me a second. I'm changing font size here. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so let me go back and do my screen share now. All right, there we go. Okay, very good. So again, we talk about adverbs of definite frequency. Now here are a few examples of adverbs of frequency. Okay, so you're going to talk about how often you do something. Now you can do things hourly, monthly, daily, yearly. Now on that first line, you'll notice that each of those words ends with an ly. Okay, typically when you see words that end in ly, it will be an adverb. Okay, and then that way you think, okay, that's an adverb, so that talks about how often I do something. Okay, but not always. Okay, you won't always see the ly. So you can see in the second example, every second. Every second. Okay, that means each second you do something or something happens. Once a minute. Okay, once is used when you talk about something that happens one time. All right, I'm going to type that here in the chat box for you. Okay, so once is something that happens one time. Twice is something that happens two times. Okay, and then that's it. So once or twice, and then you just start with your numbers. 3 times, 4 times, etc. Okay? Now, you could also talk about how often you do things a year or a day. Okay, so if I say I do something once a day or twice a day. Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit. So what I'd like for each of you to do is to think about something that you do once a day. Okay, so tell us something that you do once a day. All right, now I want to get you participating, so here's a question that you are going to ask a classmate, okay? What do you do once a day? Okay, or you could ask them, what do you do twice a day? Okay, so those are the two questions that you have. Okay, so what you're going to do is choose one of those questions and ask one of your classmates the question. Okay, very good. Rafael, can I start with you, please?
Okay, it goes to Alberto. Alberto, what do you do once a day?
I'm studying once a day.
Okay,
Yes.
good. So I'm going to type that here in the chat box.
I once yes I study. I study once a day. Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Okay. Okay.
very good, very good. Okay, Alberto, okay, your turn. Choose one of the questions to ask a classmate.
Excuse me. Peter.
I'm here.
Yes. Peter. What do you um, what you do monthly? What do you monthly? See, what do you do monthly? What do you do monthly? Yes. What do you do monthly?
Okay,
Yes.
so what do you do monthly, Peter?
Monthly. Yes. Yes. Okay. Monthly. Okay.
Monthly. Okay. I write the report to my secretary.
Okay.
That's right?
Okay, good. So I write a report to my secretary monthly. Okay, good. So you want to use
Good.
monthly. Good, excellent. That was nice. Okay, Peter, your turn. Ask one of your classmates a question using an adverb of frequency.
Oh, I see. Alberto,
Yes.
what do you do twice a day?
Twice a day. Mm, I don't know. I to both, excuse me, I don't understand your question. One,
Okay. Okay, I make a simple sentence. Simply, yes. What do you do
Yes.
2 times a day?
2 times.
2 times, yes.
2 times a day. No, I don't know.
You
I
don't know.
I I I I once 3 times a day.
Okay, what do you do 3 times a day?
Okay. I ¿Qué hago en el día?
How many times
Yes.
do you wash your tooth, please?
No, excuse me.
No problem.
Okay, my language is very limited, but
No, your language is really good. Okay,
Mhm. Okay,
how
well, let's.
many times a day do you brush? Brush is yeah, yeah, okay, brush your teeth. Oh yes, minimum three times for day. I wash I brush my teeth minimum 3 times for day. Yes.
okay, here we go.
Okay,
Okay.
excuse me.
Okay, no problem. Okay, now check the chat box, guys. Okay, let's look at your structure. Okay, so
Okay,
you
I
say.
brush my teeth at last. Okay, yes, thank you.
Mhm. Good, good. So I brush my teeth at least 3 times
Yes,
a day. Okay, so when you say minimum, okay, you can also say at least. So that means 3 times or more. Okay, I'm going to say 3 times or more.
3 times.
Okay,
Okay, at least three
three
times.
or more times. Okay, at least 3 times. All right, so let's keep the momentum going. All right, let's see. Andres. Andres, can you ask Christian a question?
Christian, what do you do? Uh, what do you do three times, 3 times a day?
I don't really know. Let's see.
Or maybe what do you do once a day?
Well,
Once a day.
in the summer, usually go to the beach or to the pool.
Mhm.
Ah, good. The beach.
Okay. The beach or the pool. Now, do you prefer to go to the beach or do you prefer to go to the pool, Christian?
I prefer go to the pool because
Okay.
I really don't like the sun.
You really like the sun. Oh, the sand. You don't
The
like the
sand.
sand. Ah, okay. Okay. All right. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, Christian, can you please ask David a question?
Yes. Hello, David. Uh, what do you do every second? That is difficult.
Okay, I think he may have stepped away. Why don't you ask Raphael that question?
Hi, Rafael. What do you do every second?
What I do every second? I breathe every second because I need to keep myself alive. uh, what else? I blink every second.
Good. She gave us a couple of examples of things that you do every second, right? And it didn't take you very long to think of those things. Yes, that's true. All right, very good. Let me try a different question. Andres. Andres, what do you do twice a year? Tell me something you do twice a year.
Twice a year. Oh my God. Maybe maybe I I try to go in my country because I living in Toronto, Canada now.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to go or visit my family.
Ah, okay. So you like to visit your family.
My family, yes.
Ah, okay. Okay, very good, very good. All right, let's make sure that everybody gets a chance to answer. Okay, so Nader, Nader, welcome to class. Good. So, okay. So, Raphael, can you ask Nader a question?
Okay, Nada, what do you do once a week?
For who?
For Nader. Uh-huh. Okay. We can't really.
He's away.
It sounded like he turned his microphone on. Okay, well, maybe not. Okay. All right. Well, I think everyone has had a chance to answer. We'll wait to see if Nader joins us. Nader and David. Maybe they're listening for right now. All right, very good. And he's gone. All right, so take a look at the next portion on the screen. All right, it mentions that adverbs of definite frequency, like adverbs of definite time, typically go at the end position. All right, so let's take a look at a couple of examples. Okay, so Peter, can you read the first sentence for us with most companies?
Sure. Most companies pay taxes yearly.
Very good. Okay, so you see that the adverb of frequency is there at the end of the sentence. Okay, very good. Let's take a different example. Let's see, Christian, can you read the second sentence for us?
Yes. The manager checks the toilets every hour.
Okay, all right. So what in that sentence, Christian, what is the adverb of frequency?
Every hour.
That's right. Very good. Okay. Now, I could also say, instead of saying every hour, what could I say?
The manager checks the toilets every day.
Okay. Now, if you want to use the same idea that he does it every hour. Now, there is one word that I could use to say every hour. Does anybody have an idea of what that word could be?
Hourly?
Yes, very good. Remember, we talked about words that have the ly at the end. Hourly. Okay? Now, on
Okay.
the flip side of that, if I say yearly, what am I saying? Okay, so in the first example, most companies pay taxes yearly. How often do they pay taxes?
Every year?
Yes, very good. That would be every year. Okay. You can use these expressions interchangeably. Okay? They mean the exact same thing. Every hour, hourly, or every year, yearly. Okay? Now let's just test it out. Let's see. Andres, if I tell you that I travel every month, okay, how often do I travel? What other word could I use?
Once once month? No,
Good, good, good.
month?
So,
Yeah. Okay.
good. So I travel once a month.
Once a month. Yeah.
Okay, yep, I could definitely say once a month. Okay, is there another way to say the same thing?
Excuse me.
Is there another way or a different way to say the same thing?
No, I don't understand. Sorry.
Okay, let me get some help from your classmates. Okay, so I can say I travel every month, I travel once a month, or what else could I say?
I
Monthly.
travel monthly.
Yes,
On monthly. Yeah.
Okay, so 3 different ways to say the same thing.
Mhm.
Right, now why is that important? Okay, because when I want to say that I do something once a month, I don't always want to write the same thing. Okay, I want to have choices in my English grab bag or toolbox. Okay, so that's it. All right, now the next sentence. Let's have.
Directors.
Okay, all right, good. Raphael, can you read the next sentence? The directors.
The directors meet weekly to review progress.
Okay, now you see that weekly is it's not the last word in that sentence. Okay, all right. Now let's take a look at where it is. Okay, the word weekly is after the word meet. Okay, Raphael, do you have an idea as to why the word weekly is after the word meet?
I think it's not at the end of the sentence because we want to make sure that you understand that I do it every week, that it happens every week to emphasize.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, so weekly is actually modifying or describing how often they meet. Okay, so it's not really emphasizing the fact that they review progress weekly, but the emphasis is on the fact that they meet weekly. So that's why it's right there, right after that verb. hmm Okay, now what you do notice is that it doesn't say, well, yeah, it is always toward the end of the sentence. You'll see it. Okay, now I'm going to scroll down just a little bit. We have some more information to talk about when and where you use adverbs of frequency. Okay, so let's have Christian. Christian, can you please read from the word sometimes?
And yes, sometimes, usually for reason of emphasis or style, some adverbs of definite frequency may go at the front. For example,
Okay.
I continue.
Yes, please, you can.
Every day, more than 5,000 people die on our roads.
Okay. Okay, so now every day is in the beginning of the sentence. Okay, now according to this information, why is it at the beginning of this sentence? What are you trying to emphasize here? Let's see. Nader, can you hear us? Try your microphone. I think there's a problem with your microphone, Nader. Okay, we'll keep trying there. Okay, let's see. Alberto. Alberto? Okay, he's not there.
Yes, yes.
Good. So, Alberto, in this sentence, every day more than 5,000 people die on our roads. Okay?
Yes.
You put every day at the beginning of the sentence.
For every day is daily more than 5,000 people they on our roads.
Yes, you could say daily. Okay, so you could say daily.
Daily, okay.
Okay. Right. But now here's the difference. Listen to the difference in those two sentences. Daily, more than 5,000 people die on our roads. Every day, more than
Yes,
5,000 people die on our roads. Okay,
yes.
tell me, and I'm just going to ask everyone, so anyone who knows the answer can tell me, which sentence sounds a bit better? Okay, do you notice a difference in the sentence?
The best sentence can be every day more than 5,000 people die on our roads. Yes,
Okay, so,
because
uh-huh.
and when I say the daily, no, isn't exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and
Yes.
I think that I say every day.
Okay. All right. Very good. Let's get another thought on that. That was very good. Raphael, what do you think? Which sentence do you think really emphasizes the point of the sentence? Using every day or using daily?
Well, I confess that I'm not sure, but I think every day is the best to show that something, how often something happens.
Yeah, and you know, that's why it's so important to listen to native speakers speak, because you can see that there are times when it's more appropriate to say every day or every minute of the hour as opposed to saying daily. Because when you say every day, it focuses the mind on each single day. Okay, something that I just do daily, you could just casually say daily. But in this point, you really want to emphasize that 5,000 people die on their roads every day. It really has more of an impact that way. Okay, so we've learned that our adverbs of frequency can go in two different places. Okay, they can go at the front of a sentence, okay, depending upon what you want to emphasize, or just for style. Okay, very good. And also we learned that adverbs of frequency, of definite frequency, can go at the end of your sentence. Okay, very good. All right, does anyone have any questions so far about this type of adverb of frequency, or about our definite adverbs of frequency? Are there any questions?
Yes, teacher. For example, for this example, if we change every day for the daily, where we use the daily after die. People die after, for example, more than 5,000 people die daily on our roads.
Okay, well that really chops the idea. Okay, you want to have your complete thought. So I would say that you put it at the end. All right, so let's put this at the end of the sentence, and let's see how that sounds. Okay, so more than 5. Okay, so there's your sentence. Okay. Now let's decide. Okay, so in this sentence, if you want to emphasize that it's daily, okay, you just add a little bit more at the end. So for example, you would say more than 5,000 people die on our roads daily. Okay, so that depends on your intonation. You need to add more emphasis on the word daily. That's what you're focusing on.
Okay.
Okay, and it's the same. Like this sentence has the same impact as saying every day and putting it at the beginning of the sentence. Every day, more than 5,000 people die on our roads. Okay, so that's why in the information it says it depends upon your style and it depends upon what you want to emphasize. Okay, very good. Yes, that was an excellent example. All right, are there any other questions? Thank you very much for your question. Okay, all right, well if there are no more questions, then we're going to go ahead and take a look at our next examples. Now, we talked about adverbs of definite frequency. Now we're going to talk about some where it's not so definite. Okay, it's indefinite is what we say. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look here. All right. So then we have other adverbs like the ones that you see here. I'm going to highlight some of these here. Okay. So here is an example. Something that you never do, excuse me, never, seldom, sometimes, often, and always. Now sometimes you will see these words on surveys in English. So they may say, how often do you use the internet? Okay, and if you always or constantly use the internet, okay, then something that you do 100% of the time, then you would say always or constantly. Okay, if you do it about 50% of the time, then you would say sometimes. All right, but if you do it 0% of the time, then you say never. Okay, so you can see that they don't tell you exactly how often, but it gives you an idea of how often. Okay, all right. Now, with this type of adverb, let's talk about where it goes in the sentence. All right, so I'm going to choose a reader, and we'll go ahead and take a look at it in a little bit. Okay, and let's have Andres. Andres, can you read for us, starting with adverbs of indefinite frequency?
The example?
Right in the examples where it says adverbs of indefinite frequency?
We usually go shopping on Saturday.
Okay, the part, I'm sorry, Andres, the part that's above it?
Excuse me?
The part that's above it where it says adverbs of indefinite frequency?
Adverb of indefinite frequency mainly go in MAD position in the sentence. They go before the main verb, except the main verb to be.
Okay, very good. So we've talked about the adverbs of frequency going either at the beginning of the sentence or at the end of the sentence. Now we're talking about adverbs that you can put in the middle of the sentence. Okay, that's where it says MID, that's mid position, so that would be in the middle of the sentence. All right, now let's read the examples. Let's see. Let's have Christian. Christian, can you read the examples? Okay, I think Christian stepped away. All right, let's see. Oh, darn. Okay, Alberto, can you
Sorry,
read?
I had some problems.
Oh, you're right there. Okay, Christian. Okay, very good. So, Christian, can you go ahead and read the examples?
Yes. I start with we usually.
Yes, right there.
We usually go shopping on Saturday. I have often done that. I'm sorry. We usually go shopping on Saturday.
Good. Please continue.
I have often done that. She's always late.
Okay, very good. Very good. Now, it also says that sometimes the adverb of frequency, occasionally, sometimes, often, frequently, sometimes they can go at the beginning or the end of the sentence. Okay, just like you see here. Sometimes they come and stay with us. Okay? Or I play tennis occasionally. Okay? All right, now let's talk about that just a little bit. So let's think of a few examples. Okay, right before we do, it says here also that rarely and seldom can also go at the end of a sentence. Okay, just like you see here, we see them rarely. John eats meat very seldom. All right, now let's talk about some things that you do. Okay, and let's use some of these adverbs of indefinite frequency. All right, so let's talk about that a little bit. So let's talk about something that you constantly do, something that you always do. Okay? All right. So let's see, Peter. Peter, what do you always do, or what do you constantly do?
I read a great book.
Okay, good. All right, so you read a great book. All right, now what you want to do is that you want to use your adverb of frequency in your answer.
I always read a great book.
Good. Excellent job. So I always read a great book. Okay? All right. Let's see. Let's ask Andres. Andres, can you tell me something that you constantly do?
Excuse me?
Can you tell me something that you constantly do?
Sometimes they come and stay with you. I play tennis occasionally.
Okay. All right. Now, let me just go back just for the question. That was good. You used 2 adverbs of frequency. That's good. But my question was a little bit different. Okay. Look at the chat box. My question is, tell me something that you constantly do.
Okay, constantly. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I always eat. I always eat. It's okay, no?
I always eat. Okay, so you told me something that you always do. Okay.
Yes,
Yep, because it's a synonym. It's a synonym of constantly.
constantly. Okay, constantly. Okay, I constantly eat every day. I don't know.
Okay. So let me give you another example. Okay, so something that you constantly do is, okay, let me just hold on a second, because this actually does have a shade of meaning difference. Okay, now it is a synonym for always. Okay, so this is something that you do all the time or very often. Okay, so for example, I constantly, he talked constantly all through the movie. Okay, now it's not something that he always does, but it is something that he did frequently during a period of time. Okay, so he constantly talked through the movie. Or I
Yes.
constantly sneeze when I am in a park.
Yes.
Uh-huh. All right, so let's see if we can maybe try to get that idea. Okay, do you see what I mean, Andres, with this use of constantly?
Yes, I understand.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
I constantly go to cinema with my wife.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. So that one, yeah, you could say that. That actually seems like you should say I always go to the
Yes.
cinema. Something that you do is not just for a set period of time. But what about this one? He constantly lies. Okay, or he lies constantly. Mm-hmm. It's something that he has a habit of doing. He just lies. He lies constantly. All right. Let's talk about something that you never do. Uh-huh. Okay, so let's see. Alberto, tell me
Yes.
something that you never do.
I never play tennis. Never,
Okay.
never. I don't like.
Okay, so you don't like tennis.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, Rafael, can you tell me something that you hardly ever do?
I'm thinking. Okay, something that I'll never do. I'll never learn how to speak French.
Okay, so you will never learn how to speak French. Okay. All right. Okay, now let's take it a step down, Raphael. Let's take a step down and tell me something that you hardly ever do.
I hardly Should I say I hardly ever something or I hardly the verb?
Yeah, you want to say I hardly ever something.
Okay. I hardly ever clean the bathroom because my brother does it for me.
Okay, all right, that's a good example. Good example. All right, Peter, can you tell me something that you occasionally do?
Phew, oh my God. Uh, mm, I I don't know. Occasionally, maybe I occasionally. Oh, I. What is the? Wait a minute. I know. I occasionally. How could I don't occasionally is good sentence. I
I,
don't occasionally. I don't use vacuum cleaner, for example. I
mm,
occasionally use the vacuum cleaner. This is a good sentence.
actually, that because it's a negative sentence.
No, no,
Okay.
no. My wife uses the vacuum cleaner. You know the vacuum cleaner. Do you know what is that?
Mhm. Mhm. I
Yes,
do.
my
Yep, I
wife
do.
uses vacuum cleaner. I occasionally use vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to tell you. Okay. All right. So instead of saying I don't occasionally use, all right. So you could change it and say I hardly ever. Okay. So I hardly ever use the vacuum cleaner because that's something that's lower on the percentage scale. You see. So if it's not something that you do occasionally, then it's something that you hardly ever do.
I see.
Okay. And then if your wife uses it a lot, often uses the vacuum cleaner.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm not sure about the meaning of the adverb occasionally when we should use it. So let me give you an example, and you say that if I'm right or wrong. When, for example, I have a friend and he's kind of boring, and I don't like to visit him, but sometimes we need it because we want to keep this friendship. And could I say I occasionally visit my friend? Uh, is it something that we do just because we must and we don't like it?
hmm Well, that depends on you. That depends on your context. Okay, but focusing on the adverb of frequency, you're only talking about how often you visit. Okay, you're not really talking about why that is. Okay, that would be a separate sentence. Okay, so really, that doesn't have the reason why you occasionally visit him. That either goes before or after your sentence. Do you see? So you could say, um, my friend talks constantly, so I only visit him occasionally.
Ah, okay, I get it. It's not about the reason why, but the
No,
frequency.
it's not about the reason why, but the frequency. You're right. That was a really good question. Okay, let's try one more sentence down here at the bottom. Okay, it says, remember the last thing, it says that rarely and seldom can be used at the end of the sentence. Okay, so with your example, Raphael, you could also say, I visit him rarely. If you use that, then it's rarely is low on the frequency scale. Okay, so someone may ask, well, why do you visit him so little? Okay, Then you explain why. Very good. All right, excellent. Okay, well, this just gives you a basic idea of how and when to use adverbs of frequency. All right, does anyone have any other questions?
Yes, I have. Could you share these documents with us?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Could you share these documents with us?
You know what? I sure can.
Oh, you can.
I can. Let me
Okay.
do that. Okay. Actually, I could also just send you the link, and then you can do some exercises. Let's see.
Really good.
Yeah, because there is a quiz here. I love to find things that I can share that you can do yourself online. So let me share you a link. Okay, so this wasn't original for me. We shared some things here. Let's see, there you go. Okay, good, very good. So there, and even at the end of that lesson, you can go ahead and do a quiz. All right, and then it'll tell you right there on the link how often that you, not how often, how well you did on the quiz. Okay,
Oh,
good.
okay. Thank you so much.
Very good. Well, thank you very much for being here in class with me today. Hopefully I'll see you again soon for a future lesson. Have a great day or evening, everybody. Bye-bye.
Okay,
thank you.
bye, Carissa.
Bye.
See you.